The biggest trade chip for the Mariners in 2023, Chris Flexen. We're going to tell you today where he's going. Is this true? We don't know, but we're going to make some trade packages based on a tweet from Lion, who has gotten some predictions right in the past. Here is what he had to say. Here's the tweet on the screen now. He said, plenty of teams interested in Chris Flexen. The Padres, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Red Sox amongst the teams interested. We're going to go ahead and start with a Diamondbacks package here. And in our package with the Diamondbacks, we have a pretty interesting name coming back to the Seattle Mariners. In our trade package, we're sending starting pitcher Chris Flexen and reliever Matt Festa to the Diamondbacks for first baseman Christian Walker.
Now, in 2022, Christian Walker hit 36 home runs, very quietly, I might add. He lit it up for the Diamondbacks. He was that dude for them. He drove in 94 RBIs. He also scored 84 times. He had a 242 batting average, a 327 OBP, a 477 slugging, and an 804 OPS. His percentiles are really red, and that is a good thing. Average exit velocity, 69th percentile. Nice. His max exit velocity was in the 86th percentile. His ex-WOBA was in the 92nd percentile. His barrel percentage was in the 82nd percentile. Overall, Christian Walker provides a very, very solid bat right in the middle of that Mariners lineup. And the best part about it, he can give Ty France a day off at first base.
And just like Joe said, giving Ty France a day off at first base is going to be a big deal for the Mariners. Jerry Dipoto and the front office have talked about this before, how they want to be able to give time to Ty France, because right now the backup for Ty France is Evan White, and who knows if he's ever going to be healthy. We also think that Christian Walker would be really good to fill out that DH role for the Mariners on most days. He's not going to have to DH every day. Of course, he can switch off with Ty France, but overall, I'm not sure the Diamondbacks would want to give up Christian Walker, but if they would, but they wouldn't take Matt Festa, we would think about throwing in Penn Murphy in this deal. It's really tough to say.
But what isn't tough to say is how the Mariners have done a great job at not breaking the bank this offseason, and they continue to save money by trying to move Chris Flexen's salary. Just like our partner for today's video, Mint Mobile. For just $15 a month, you can have the high-speed cellular service that everyone desires. Mint Mobile uses the nation's largest 5G network to ensure no coverage will be sacrificed. The only thing being sacrificed is how large your monthly bill is.
And also, no sacrifices will be made towards your ability to talk and text, since Mint Mobile has unlimited talk and text. Also, right now, until January 15th, you can sign up for any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get another 3 months free. Starting at $45, you will have high-speed cell service all the way until the All-Star game in July in Seattle if you switch over today. Jerry Dipoto. Chime Bloom speaking.
Chime, Jerry Dipoto of the Seattle Mariners here. I wanted to discuss a deal involving Chris Flexen.
Jerry, man, let me tell you, you sound incredible right now. Did you get a new phone?
Actually, I just switched my phone plan over to Mint Mobile. I've saved a bunch of money, and I'd like to save even more by sending you Chris Flexen. Do you think we can make that happen?
Well, Jerry, I can throw in Bobby Dalbec as long as you promise that you can throw in a Mint Mobile plan for me.
Sounds like a deal, Chime. Chills, I did it again. That was super easy. Just like switching over to Mint Mobile, they have cut out the middleman of the big wireless store. Even more so with my eSIM eligible phone, I was able to sign up from the comfort of my office chair in just about 15 minutes. Sign up today by clicking the link down in the description down below or scanning the QR code on the screen now. And just like the very official Jerry Dipoto and Chime Bloom right there, the proposed trade for us is Chris Flexen for Bobby Dalbec. Straight up.
And for the Mariners, I think this is a great deal. Now, Bobby Dalbec is from Seattle. He's 27 years old. Bobby Dalbec has about a year and a half in the majors. He's only hit 232, 298, 456. He has hit 45 home runs in those 273 games. Bobby Dalbec is someone who has a lot of power. In AAA, he hit 255, 301, 503 with 12 home runs in just 43 games. So somebody like Bobby Dalbec could be good to give like Ty France a day off over at first base.
He could even give Eugenio Suarez a day off at third as well if Gino's going to DH or just completely get a day off there. Bobby Dalbec has played a good amount of third base in his career, mainly a first baseman, but he can also play the other corner infield spot if need be. Now, even more so here with why the Mariners want Bobby Dalbec potentially, but why the Red Sox would potentially want Chris Flexen. Obviously, they are trying to retool their starting rotation. They lost Nate Eovaldi to the Rangers this offseason. They still have yet to sign Michael Wacha, and also Rich Hill is a Pittsburgh Pirate. So the starting rotation for the Boston Red Sox looks like Garrett Whitlock and Chris Sale at this point. They could really use a guy like Chris Flexen to just come in and be an innings eater for them. And if they're not competitive by the trade deadline, you can trade him to a team that might need him at that point. But overall, the Red Sox are very desperate for starting pitching, and Chris Flexen is a luxury that the Mariners have right now.
Back in early December, the Red Sox made it clear that Bobby Dalbec was available. At the GM meetings, the Red Sox were talking about this. The Red Sox have Tristan Cassis. They also have Justin Turner at DH. And of course, they have Rafael Devers. So that kind of leaves Bobby Dalbec without a position. Again, he's somebody who has big power. Whether or not that would play outside of somewhere like Fenway Park, it is tough to say. And it's easy to assume that the Red Sox would probably want some pitching back in this return, as Joe outlined earlier. And finally, our favorite trade on this list. This one comes with the Padres. We were going to do one for the Dodgers, but it just kind of doesn't make sense as to why they want them. Maybe they're smarter than us. We don't know. For the Padres, the Mariners will be sending Chris Flexen, Cade Marlowe, and Brian Wu for Drew Pomeranz and Ha Seung Kim.
Now, we started with Drew Pomeranz there because the big issue with the Padres is obviously they're worried about that luxury tax. And what Drew Pomeranz offers to this trade deal is the fact that he's getting paid $8.5 million. So trading him and Flexen in this deal is basically a wash. The Padres would be getting the back end of their rotation starter even after signing Seth Lugo. So it'd be their fifth guy behind him. And the Mariners are getting the left-handed reliever that we desperately need because, well, we don't really have one right now. And also with the Padres sending us Ha Seung Kim in this trade, he is on a $7 million annual average contract here. So that's $7 million coming off of their books, with us giving them Cade Marlowe and Brian Wu as well in this trade. They're getting more money off their payroll, which gets them closer to being under the luxury tax threshold. Now, obviously, Ha Seung Kim is a middle infielder, can play a corner infield spot as well in third base. They just signed Xander Bogaerts. They have Fernando Tatis Jr., and they have Jake Cronenworth. They signed Matt Carpenter. So Ha Seung Kim is someone that they're shopping. And in 2022, Ha Seung Kim played in 150 games and had 517 at-bats. Played a lot of games last year. Had 130 hits, 11 home runs, 59 RBIs. He stole 12 bags, and his slash line is 251, 325, 383 with a 708 OPS and a 107 OPS plus. So he's an above average hitter here, and I think he would fill out well with the rest of the Mariners infield. He could give Gino a day off at third. He could give JP Crawford a day off at shortstop, and he could even start against lefties at second base, and we could potentially move Dylan Moore out into the outfield to allow Teoscar Hernandez to have a spot at DH. Ha Seung Kim provides a lot of utility for the Mariners infield to improve upon the longevity of our core guys.
The Padres signed Drew Pomeranz before the 2020 season to a 4-year, $34 million deal, and he's been relatively good for them. But he did not pitch in 2022 as he did suffer an elbow injury. Pomeranz underwent flexen tendon surgery in August of 2021, and he finished the season with a 1.75 ERA in just 27 appearances. Now, that flexor injury that he did have cost him the entirety of the 2022 season, so he's someone that did not pitch at all in 2022. For the Mariners, that could be a very good buy low. For the Padres during his 3-year stint with them, Pomeranz has put up a 2.21 ERA in 64 games, 146 innings pitched. He has struck out 174 batters. He has an ERA plus of 181 with the Padres, but it is that money that is the problem for them. Trying to get them under the luxury tax is what they need to do in 2023 if they A, don't want to pay taxes, and B, want to make it so they have a chance at re-signing somebody like Juan Soto after the 2024 season, so they need to be saving all the money that they can. In 2021, for the Padres, Drew Pomeranz was the perfect lefty out of the bullpen. He only pitched in 9.1 innings versus lefties, but he kept them to a 156 average with a 222 OBP. Compare that to righties in 2021 where they hit 251 and 318 off of him. It's easy to see why the Mariners, who have already lost Eric Swanson, who don't have a lefty in their bullpen after Matt Boyd left. The Mariners need a lefty out of their bullpen, someone who can neutralize a left-handed spot in the lineup, and I think Drew Pomeranz is that guy.
We've got a bunch of mock trades flying around in this video with a bunch of trade pieces going everywhere, but that doesn't stop us from potentially acquiring Bryan Reynolds. In this video here on the screen right now, we discuss how we are the favorites to potentially land the all-star center fielder. Thank you guys for watching this one. Make sure to go check out that one, and go Mariners.